Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network. It's Meg, it's Steve, it's Sibling Showdown's back. And of course, I am late. I apologize for that. I sincerely apologize for that. But we are talking everything big board, our first Sibling Showdown big board together, starting in just 1 minute.
Fanspeak where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. Fanspeak. No cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Meg and Steve, that OG vision. Yeah. Draft room killers on a lifelong mission. More stress to the Sunday spread. Fanspeak's that voice that's inside your head. Best ball, DFS, NFL bets. They built it brick by brick, no regrets. Fanspeak. Fanspeak team, printing money since day one. Fanspeak, forever.
And look who's back, just like that. Rudy's back in the mix. The Sibling Showdown is back. Big board's back. It's our first big board together. We're, of course, going to talk some things off the top. We have an exciting announcement about YouTube memberships. Not ready yet, but coming very, very soon. But while I get Rudy settled, Steve, and again, Mike Robb, let me say hello to the wonderful chat. Of course, I beat Mike Robb in the comments yesterday, and he said I wasn't getting beat today. And of course, I was late. So totally apologize for being late. I apologize, but we are ready to draft big boards and talk big boards. So hello to Mike, hello to Eddie, hello to Jordan. Good to see everybody. As you're coming in, hit that like button. We appreciate it. If you're coming and watching this on Twitter, come over to the YouTube streets, say hi, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, locked in. Best ball season is back. We're going to have content pretty much every single day. So be locked in with us. The shops are back in town. That's right. The shops are back in town. I know it's a huge shocker. So Steve, while I get Rudy settled, you fill me in on, how your streams have gone all week. I'm loving the lunchtime streams with Steve. Absolutely loving it. I know the chat's loving it too. And how you're feeling now that you're way more in the big board streets than me. So how are you doing?
Yeah, it's good to be back. Good to be drafting, these these are 20 rounds, but, longer form drafts, not just filling out your 6-man roster spots. I do prefer them. I think they are obviously they're longer, but they're a lot of fun. You can really break down nuance, talk things out. So I've been enjoying the streaming, enjoying being back. I think it's a wild time. I think our guy FK Coolers has talked about ADPs, and he's been tracking that closely, are really going to go crazy this first week or so. And then they'll probably settle in for a little while. And I tend to agree with that. I think, we're almost getting all the coaches understanding of who all the head coaches are going to be. Next up will be like retirements. Then, of course, we'll get into free agency, all at the same time, continuously evaluating the draft process. So it's interesting, particularly now when ADPs are just going up and down, very yo-yoing. So
sorry, keep going. I want to make sure I tweet that we are live now and then get into it. So talk for just another minute about some of who, FK is awesome in our Discord. And by the way, Discord link should be in the description. If it's not for some reason, ping me, I'll make sure to get it. But we have it in most of our show descriptions. So be sure, get in the Discord with us. Great conversations over there. FK's been, like you said, posting like the biggest risers and followers. Yeah. Who are your favorite, who are your favorite risers that you're wanting to get ahead of even more, or any fallers that you're surprised about?
Well, I think a couple, they just make sense. Juwan Johnson was clearly mispriced when this thing started. He's moved up, 20 spots, and he probably should go up another 20 spots. Joe Mixon was essentially free when this thing started. He's moved up some, but he'll probably settle into this 180 to 200 range. There's some risk there, but there's just massive upside. The other running backs you're taking in that range just don't have the upside to be 1,200 yard backs, 10 touchdown backs. I mean, Mixon clearly has that upside. We're starting to see a few guys. One of my guys, Trey Harris, has moved up a little bit. I just think he's clearly going to be a starter with the Chargers, and I love the Mike McDaniel hiring an offensive coordinator. He is, an elite offensive mind, particularly with wide receiver coaching. So that I think bodes well for their young wide receiver group. As for, early on, we're actually seeing, quarterbacks, a lot of shifts in the quarterback position. Baker was clearly mispriced from the jump. He's moved up quite a bit. We're seeing Fernando, the number one pick assuming to the Raiders, he's moved up. And, consequently we're seeing, Jaden Daniels and even Hurts kind of moving ahead of Jackson Dart. I kind of said that from the jump. That's how it should probably be. That quarterback range, Herbert through Hurts, is intriguing. A lot of good guys and guys we feel confident with. Many of them had their offensive coordinators returning, or at least the pieces around them. Speaking of Hurts, we just saw the Eagles. Sean Mannion is going to be the offensive coordinator and will call plays. So that I think is probably a good thing. Can't be worse than Kevin Patula, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean, I think the shift we're seeing in quarterbacks, people quickly realizing just how much uncertainty there is at the quarterback position after you get past the first 20, 23 guys.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, thank you for covering me. First of all, Rudy's a disaster. I'm a disaster. I realized I forgot part of my makeup. Rudy's knocking everything over in sight. We're so back, Steve. We're so back. I mean, I'm late. Is any of this a surprise to you as my brother?
No,
not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. But I'm gonna get better as Sibling Showdown is back and on. I mean, it's not like we've gone anywhere. We've been drafting multiple times a week on the Fanspeak Network streets in season, and of course, we will be covering the Super Bowl very much next week. Actually, we'll have Degen content tomorrow. Degen Dads 9:30. We'll be on at 4 or 5 with Tyler. Just a full Degen show of Super Bowl, and he's a hot mess. Full content of early Super Bowl looks, early Super Bowl DFS Showdown, stuff like that. So we'll definitely be covering that, but then it's just going to be fully best ball season over here. As you can see, Steve's doing the daily, lunchtime drafts, which is awesome. And we're just going to have Sibling Showdowns going to be every Thursday night starting now. So I'm so excited. So I'll tighten up my game here. Let me say hi to the rest of the chat coming in. Andrew, our guy Andrew says, what's with the parka? Which Rudy right now is, by the way, eating. So that's awesome. I just love this jacket. It's I'm obsessed with the
that's pretty.
So is Rudy. Yeah, the Sherpas, just so cozy. I hate winter so much. I just hate winter so much. And so I just am so cozy. And so I was just you know what? I like it. I'm just wearing it. So yeah, good call though on the parka. Good luck to everybody in the streets. We'd love to see you, Tim D. We've got Hulk mashed potatoes. I believe he was in with you earlier. Good to see you. Eddie wants to see a slow draft only show where you're just managing and yeah, I did love the multi-table last year. In fact, I had a couple multi-tables make the playoffs at least. Steve freaking Steve hyping up Casey is going to have him in the 7th, 8th round. Is this Casey, the Casey Concepcion? Am I saying it right?
No, I don't think, I don't know what Casey gives me. It's definitely not Keon Coleman.
Yeah, no, it's definitely not Keon Coleman for sure. Let me get to this question, Steve. Who is your favorite rookie to draft at ADP? Meg, your favorite wide receiver to draft is who? Look at our guy Andrew asking the questions. Okay, go ahead. You go first.
I think my favorite rookie at ADP, I'll give 2 of them. One, running back Emmett Johnson. I think there's a lot of potential value there. I think just when this process gets done, he's a real chance to be RB2, at worst probably RB5, and probably 2nd, 3rd round with that. And then my other one that I really like, given his kind of profile in ADP, Denzel Boston. He's a 1st rounder, should be a 1st rounder. Good year, Washington, red zone guy. Could just fit a lot of teams. Get a big physical presence on the outside who can help in the red zone. And he goes, 30, 40 picks after the guys who we are clear and higher in the 1st round, like Tyson Tate and Lemon. But Boston's probably wide receiver 4. And you're getting like 2-3 rounds of value typically for a guy who might go 5-8 picks after Lemon. So I think that's pretty good value.
To answer Andrew's question for me, I have only done 2, full disclosure, 1 and 3. 1 got canceled thanks to some moron who took, I know what Pat Fryerman is, but some moron took him in the second round and that whole colluding thing. So I've only have 2 official ones in the books. I'd say, I don't know how you feel about this, but hold on one second. Hold on one second. You talk now, Steve. Sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know where she was going with wide receiver was the question being asked by Andrew. But yeah, I know she's only done a couple. I know she's looked at rankings and is working on that. But yeah, so who do you have?
Yeah, sorry. Obviously visiting. I'm visiting our parents' house. I have been for a while. Just some stuff. Dad's getting some procedures done. Everything's all good, but that's why I'm here longer. I will be here back in Baltimore in a couple of weeks, hopefully. But so our mother got Rudy from me because he was being so bad. So George Pickens is the one that I feel like, I don't know if he's risen much since. Okay. He has risen. Okay.
No, he really hasn't. But I
because I think it's very similar to the, Chase Higgins situation in Dallas with kind of a 1A, 1B now with Lamb and Pickens. And so I'm just working under the assumption they're going to sign, continue to, that he'll stay in Dallas and they'll sign him. So operating under that, I just really like the Dallas offense and, getting the wide receiver too. Where is his current ADP, Steve?
20.
I know when it opened, it seemed way too low, but
early 20s.
Okay. So similar to Higgins, you could get him late second, early third.
It's pretty much at the turn.
Okay. So that's similar to Higgins. So, I guess I like that, so I don't know. Let me get some more drafts in, Andrew, and I will give you an official answer, but we got Kix in here. Kix is very kind and wants to raffle off a Substack sub to our lucky chat. So Kix, you just let us know if you want it to be tonight, tomorrow, another night next week. You just let us know and we will do that. But that is so kind to Kix to raffle off to the chat and make sure someone else is getting in on our Substack. So you just let us know. We got our guy, Stephen WC here. Awesome to see Stephen WC as always. Mike says May got the goat hordes recently. All of a sudden she's flexing with big fancy jackets. This is the same jacket I wore last week, by the way. It's just, Steve knows me. I think you
wore a different one last week, but
oh, I've definitely worn this before. I think I did wear this last week. Anyways, bottom line is I have to wear Sherpas in the winter, the biggest, puffiest stuff possible because I hate the winter so much. I hate snow. I hate the winter. So anyways, we got Best Ball Cabal in here. Good to see you. Pepper Tony, we got a Who Raid going on. I know Who Hames was on earlier. I said hello. I think you were in his chat. So yeah, great to see a Who Raid. Great to see Best Ball Cabal, Pepper Tony. Yeah, it's always Scataboo. We got Who Hames here. I saw part of his show earlier with the one and only Coolers, which is awesome. Got our guy Paul, our guy Legion 13 in here as well. Just calls someone a moron and walks off. Oh, did I say Rudy's being a moron?
No, you said about the moron who drafted Pat Fryermuth and you just walk off.
Yeah, Rudy was an absolute hot mess. Mommy needed to win the marathon, so Rudy needs some training in his life. But he's adorable. Put Rudy into the game coach. I would, but he was eating the Sherpa. He was literally eating the Sherpa jacket. And Steve knows Rudy's naughty, but we'll get him there. So all right, Kick says let's do this tonight. So chat, we will do a giveaway. I'm going to ask a couple more questions soon. So maybe I'll ping it in Discord too. I'll get Steve to talk more. I'll ping it in Discord too. Let everybody know. Get in the chat. We're raffling off a Substack sub. We want somebody else to, benefit, and Kix wants somebody else to benefit. So let's let people know, give it some time, get more people in, and then raffle that off. But we really appreciate you, Kix, for that because we do offer a lot. That just lets me segue to the Substack. It's year round for $34.99, just $34.99 for an entire year. You could do $10 a month as well if you wanted to pick and choose months that you wanted to do. But obviously, all in season, we've been covering DFS, Underdog dailies and NFL bets. We will continue that for the Super Bowl, of course, talking showdown, talking, of course, NFL bets. I'm going to send by tomorrow, like an early look at some NFL bets that I like that might get steamed up, and then obviously we'll make our official bets next week. But that's all in season. And then now we're in basketball season, and all basketball season. Steve's rankings for Big Board are already up. Mine will be up later as I get more adjusted to the ADPs and learn rookies from this guy, because it ain't me. I learn it all from Steve, the rookies. So we'll have, rankings from both of us. Steve's are already up for Big Board. And then as the season goes through, when we're in full basketball season, we have it for every format. I hope Underdog brings back marathon sprint, but we had marathon sprint, super flex. Of course, rankings from Steve and I. Steve did drafters or DraftKings. So, we'll have all the different rankings. And then we get like 3 or 4 articles a week in the basketball season and starting this time of year. I think this weekend, Steve and I are going to have like a survey, kind of a lessons learned survey, and just go from there. You're going to get content every single week, 3 or 4 times a week for best ball, and then almost every day in season. And it's just $34.99. That's what kicks is raffling off, which is very kind, and we appreciate you. So FK killed it tonight on Huhaim's channel. Don't doubt that. I've seen him a couple times on our channel, so that is awesome. All right, so Steve, tonight, I do want to talk about the YouTube memberships, but while I'm pinging Discord, and might do an announcement on Twitter too, so more people can join us for this raffle for the Substack. Why don't you talk about any Senior Bowl prospects that I know the Senior Bowl is not like the fantasy skill positions loaded, right? So, but are there any running backs or receivers or even a late round tight end that you are going to keep an eye on in the game, and that people should keep an eye on in the game, or any practices on, of course, the networks and stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not a lot. We traditionally see a couple of receivers. This is probably the thinnest it's been at receiver. The biggest names down there are Malachi Fields from Notre Dame and previously UVA, and Jacoby Lane from USC. Both are 6'4". Lane especially is a big time athlete. Malachi Fields is a bit more refined, but the guy who so far has been like stealing the press coverage is Tyron Montgomery, very small school, John Carroll University. He's really been flashing down there, but probably not a big time fantasy weapon. Running back is intriguing. There are some names out there. The big ones being the Penn State duo of Nick Singleton, Katron Allen. You also have Mike Washington Jr., Jamari Taylor, Adam Randall, Kellen Black. Problem is, particularly in practice, you don't see a lot at the Senior Bowl. The practices are not geared towards running backs. It's one of the reasons why very few top-end running backs end up going to the Senior Bowl. It's great for them to interact with coaches and stuff like that, but and scouts, but not a lot to glean from watching. Quarterback this year, unfortunately, typically we like to see at least 1, if not 2, real prospects. This year, the best prospect is probably Garrett Nussmeier. I think he's a second rounder at best. Maybe he gets the hype given some, his dad's an NFL coach and stuff like that. Taylor Green is a fun, athletic prospect, big arm, big guy. But again, I would be absolutely shocked if he's more than a third or second rounder. I mean, he's like similar like Jalen Milroe last year. Even if he gets a decent draft capital, probably is not playing anytime soon. Tight end is the one intriguing position that we could find some guys worth taking. The biggest names aren't there, but 2 who could sneak into like the 3rd round range that I think are going to be fun are Justin Jolly from North Carolina State. Really good pass catching tight end. Just kind of does it all. Has done all, a couple of years now. Everything you ask of him is receiving tight end. He can do it. A little undersized at only 6'3", but that was expected. A decent blocker. And then the other one is Sam Roush from Stanford. Kind of the opposite, 6'5", 260. And just long NFL bloodlines, like his dad, his grandfather, great uncles. I mean, had so many guys on both sides of the family playing the NFL. So he's going to be a fun one to watch. kind of the more complete tight end, and that's why probably it could be a third round pick, and probably be kind of NFL ready from the jump. So those are probably the two more intriguing ones, but they're probably behind, definitely behind Sadiq, the first tight end, and then you have this second tier of like Max Clare, Stowers from Vanderbilt, Trigg from Baylor, even Jackie Rendez from Texas, all could end up drafted ahead of them. So it just kind of depends.
Sorry about that. I thought I was on mute. I'm not. Sorry. Who Hames mentioned Trigg as well. So have you gotten to watch many? I mean, because again, I'll ask you a couple questions in a minute. Have you gotten to watch many of the practices? Yeah, you've been so busy streaming and drafting big board. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely haven't watched as much as I have in recent years. I was planning on catching up, this weekend and the game. Yeah, I haven't watched completely everything so far.
Okay. So how do you think we should do this for the is it for people that already have a subscription? They would then get an extra year, because a lot of our loyal ones are, do have a subscription, or should they, I don't want them to re-gift Kix's gift. What do you think's a good idea, Steve?
I think probably new subscribers would be best. I guess.
Yeah, I could just know by the names in here, which is awesome, that most people in here do have the Fanspeak Substack, which is awesome. Kix, let us know if you don't mind, because then we could put them in and they could re-gift it to somebody they don't know, or something like that, like a gift of a gift. But yeah, who says take my name out? I was gonna say it would be like if they won, they could then gift it. We would just need the email of who to gift it to, because we've got, all our loyal subs in here. So if you're coming in and watching, again, if you're watching over on Twitter, come in, join the YouTube chat, say hello, say your favorite rookie. What do we have to do? You're in the raffle. And I believe, I don't know if Peanut Punch is a sub yet. So I think we have enough. How about we do that? I'll put everybody in here. If it's someone who doesn't have a Substack sub, you'll get a free year on Kix. If it's someone who does, like, of course, Mike Robs, who Hames, Coolers, a lot of our loyal people in here like Kix, then you can give Kix a name of someone that you want to share it with, right? Like, Mike Rob, do you have, a best buddy that needs to get more in the best ball streets? And Kix's gift would help. So he said, wait, subs give Spread's phone number to prank call him. Oh my. So that's what we're going to do. Kix was so kind to do this. I'm going to make you talk even more. I'm going to put everybody's name in. But again, as you're watching this, of course, hit that like button, but also just put your favorite rookie you're drafting, put something in, so then I can make sure I have all the names in in the next 5 minutes. And again, we will do a raffle in 5 minutes from Kix, free year of Degen Substack. And if you have it, you can gift it to somebody else. If you don't have it, you get a free year of Substack, and I guarantee you won't want to leave. So, because we got some really, really, really good stuff coming. All right, Steve, while I start putting the names in, anything else you want to talk about rookie-wise? Like, I know you love Emmett Johnson, and I've been trying to draft him. Are there any rookies you feel like you're drafting more than others, like besides Emmett Johnson? And by the way, rank your Emmett Johnson love. If Scadaboo was a 10 last year, and you got me into where is, and I'm not saying like, if Scadaboo was a 10, where would you say Laporta a couple years ago was, or like Lad McConkey, BTJ, who in their rookie year, no, last year wasn't great, but their rookie year was amazing. Where would you say their numbers were? And then I want to hear where Emmett Johnson is, because I need to know how obsessed I need to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm very high on Emmett Johnson. It's hard to compare to last year. Scadaboo was just different prospect, though they have some similar skill sets there. Their contact balance, their vision are both extremely strong. Emmett Johnson and both are more pass catcher, or have a pass catching upside. The difference is they're just built differently. Emmett Johnson, I kind of see as a DeAndre Swift. I mean, I think his upside, if he reaches his 95th, 99% outcomes, we're talking Jahmyr Gibbs, James Cook. But I think the more likely outcome is like a DeAndre Swift, a very, very good NFL caliber running back. And so I'm a big fan. I really am, in part because this class is not exceedingly strong. Last year I probably would have had him behind Scadaboo, so probably is my RB7 ish. Behind the two Ohio State guys, behind Hampton, behind Genty, behind Scadaboo. That whole, Caleb Johnson, Harvey, next group. I think he probably gets above all those guys for me. So 6 or 7 for me in last year's class. I think, in the class the year before, he would have been 2 or 3. I also didn't think it was a strong class. I thought it was really Jonathan Brooks. Then I kind of like Blake Corum a little bit. That was about it for me. Benson was okay. So I'd have him above Benson. Him and Corum are extremely different prospects, so tough to compare head to head. But I like him as a starting NFL running back who can catch the ball out of the backfield, get big plays, but also get tough yards. So yeah, big fan of him.
But I meant, like, if Scat was a 10 on your love obsession, because he's a 10 for me, like a 10 out of 5, as Eddie said in chat, where would you say Emmett Johnson is?
He's up there, like an 8.
Okay, that's what I need to know. Do I need to be obsessed?
I think he is. I think he has all the tools and ability to be a complete back in the NFL.
Okay. I'm going to read the names I have. If I'm missing anybody, let me just do a quick scroll through. Again, Kix, our loyal subscriber, wants other people to be loyal subscribers to our Fanspeak Degen Substack. And again, link is in the description to sub for that yourself, but you probably want to see if you won this or are gifting this. It is $34.99 for a year. Kix is raffling off a free year just out of the kindness and support for Fanspeak Degen, so Substack and Fanspeak Network. We appreciate that. I'm making sure I have everybody. If you already have a subscription, just give us an email of your best friend, your uncle, your son, I don't know if your son's legal enough to play fantasy, Steve's face. Anybody, your cousin, anybody that you would know that would appreciate this. If you don't have a sub, you have a year free on Kix, and we are very appreciative, and you will be too. Let me make sure I have everybody, and then I'll do a quick read off, like a last call. I know there is a better system to do that with the whole hashtag thing. I got to learn that. I know Toxic Tower and Pete Overzet and them do that. I will figure that out. Again, we will perfect this, fine tuning and perfection. I will perfect it. But in the meantime, I'll just read off names and spin the wheel and bring it over in a minute. But let me just scroll through, because again, we are raffling this off here in a minute before we get into the big board streets. Like Lutz I just got him in. This is excited. Emo Cowboy, he could gift it to somebody. Yes, we are so excited for the new season. Love Toxic Tower. If you're not for some reason following Toxic Tower, make sure you're following them as well, putting out great content, of course. Okay, so let me get a couple more here, Steve. And while I'm doing that, anything else you want to talk about? I think I've asked you all.
FK had a couple questions I wanted to address. That's a good point. Why don't I put those up while I'm getting the last few names in? And Emo Cowboy, can you help a sister out? What is the app to use for future giveaways? I need to know that app. If you could DM me or throw it in chat, I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, go ahead, Steve. Let me put up Cooler's question. Okay, I'll let you do that. And he had another one basically saying, would you say Senior Bowl stuff is actionable steam? Go ahead. So I think any steam from players that happens because of Senior Bowl stuff should be taken. I think it depends on the position. Running backs, it's tough. Like I know there was a clip, again, I haven't seen everything, where Nicholas Singleton got blown up in a one-on-one blocking drill. Nicholas Singleton is probably the best blocking running back in this class. That one-on-one clip should not change my opinion on him whatsoever. I think he, with Quentin Allen was probably number 1 last year. I think he's right in that tier. So these one-on-one clips can get overhyped. What I would say is really break it down. Like running backs, unfortunately, until their best work is what they do in the game, but they only get a handful of carries, handful of snaps because there's so many of them. And it's just one game. So running backs take a bit of a hit. So you can see some things like if a guy is a natural pass catcher, I'm guessing Singleton has shown that he for one is a very good pass catcher. Jamari Taylor, I think, is a pretty solid pass catcher. Katron Allen on the other hand, probably not the best pass catcher. But receivers generally are pretty good because they get one-on-one drills versus cornerbacks, then they're in 7-7, then 11 on 11. So they get to kind of do it all. Plus just running routes with, just on air, but getting that NFL coaching. So you're getting good buzz, that they're getting good reports from NFL scouts. That can be a positive for receivers. Tight ends can be kind of in between. The pass catching stuff can be pretty promising. Some of the blocking stuff can be pretty good, but sometimes I've just put on an island also, like the running back drills. Quarterback stuff, it's generally really good. I think we get a lot of good information when draftable quarterbacks are down there. This year, just not a lot to like at the quarterback position. So that's an unfortunate thing for this year, especially. And then other positions like defense, corners, D-line, O-line, all very, very good stuff.
Well, and for people that don't know, again, Steve covered the Senior Bowl live because again, he created one of the first mock draft simulators on the clock, which now, again, we had a big announcement last week. We sold to go all in on this. That's why Mike joked in your stream that'll be what I said as one of my crazy comments to you. But no, that we have lockstep focus to just focus on our Fanspeak Degen Substack and Fanspeak Network. New owners are down there in Mobile as we speak, and very excited for them. But Steve went down to the Senior Bowl 2012 to 2020, saw 9 years, covered the East-West Shrine game 3 years as well. So, I mean, he literally has been scouting rookies since 2012, and that's why I think he has such good rookie content during this big board season that really helps us, and after when they get the landing spots. And by the way, when I talk more about our YouTube memberships, that'll be a very key component of the memberships, of course, during big board season, but the members only video, members only live streams, and a lot during this big board season will of course be rookie stuff. I'm going to read the names real quick, and then we will we got another one in here, Blue Blood UNC. I'm going to read the names real quick and then give a couple seconds for people to make sure in case I missed anybody, and then we will do this drawing. So let me add Blue Blood UNC here. So if I missed you, please let me know. From the beginning, we've had, of course, Coolers, Andrew, Huhames, Eddie, Peanut Punch, Lutz, Mike Robb, Stephen W.C., Best Ball Cabal, Paul Legion 13, Pepper Tony, Tim D., Hulk Smashed Potatoes, Jordan Kramer, Emo Cowboy, Losimo, Chado PR, and Blue Blood UNC. If I missed you, you have, okay, we got another one. Bill, I'm just going to put Bill B in here. Good to see you. We are doing a drawing for a year of our Fanspeak Degen Substack, basically sending stuff 3 to 4 times a week during best ball season, sending articles 3 to 4 times a week during best ball season, covering all the different formats, covering all the edges in best ball season. And of course, access to all of our rankings is for paid Substack subs. Our loyal sub Kix is raffling this off. So this is from Kix. If you have a subscription, you'll gift it to someone. If you don't have a subscription, you get a year on Kix. So with that said, I think we have everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and do the wheel of names now. Again, on Kix, a year of Fanspeak Degen Substack. Who will be starting now? All right. Who is getting the free year? We do have some new names in here. So thank you again, Kix. It's going to be Mike Robb, isn't it? It's Stephen. Is it Stephen WC? No, it's Mike. Mike Robb. Who is your best friend in the world that needs a Substack sub? Or Mike, if you're still listening, you can tell me to respin, whatever you prefer. We'll give it another minute. While we're doing that, Steve, Mike, just put respin, or do you want to give it to a friend? While we're doing that, start the investigation. Steve, let me do a rapid fire because the Senior Bowl, it's fun. Again, You used to cover it for 9 years. Let me do a rapid fire just so, because, and this is why Steve would never let me come and join him with the credentials, is I'm such a fangirl, I wouldn't be able to control myself. Could you imagine if I saw like Cam Scatterbo in real life? I'd be such a psychopath. Okay, we're going to respin. So we're going to respin. And then we'll play a fun rapid fire Senior Bowl, Senior Bowl memories. And then we will really get into, so let's respin. I should have taken Mike Robb's name out because
that would have been ideal.
All right. It looks like a new one here. It looks like a new one, either Lutz or Peanut Punch. Lutz, I don't believe you have a Fanspeak Degen Substack. Courtesy of Kix, our loyal sub, is giving you a year of Fanspeak Degen Substack for free on Kicks. All we need is your email address. So if you could please DM me on Twitter. My is, and I'll put this in, it's Megs08 DFS. You DM me. I will, Peanut Putch, you were so Lutz. Yeah, that's what part of the Who Crew is that right? But yeah, Peanut Putch was right there. We got Best Ball Maniacs in here. Give me the Lutz, congrats. But that's awesome. And Peanut Putch, you were so close. So Lutz, please DM me on Twitter. This is how we've gotten people. And I will get your email address over to Kicks to give you a free year Degen Substack. I think someone said, not sure what one run good. Absolutely hysterical. Yes, Lutz, appreciate that. Give the thank yous to Kicks in chat. She is right here. So all thanks to Kicks. But Lutz, yes, please DM me. I'll get your email over to Kicks. And I think someone said, not sure what Substack is. Substack is basically, a paywall of our content. We do send some stuff out for free, but you're getting all of our content, all of our articles. During the season, Mike Robb has a Google database that gives all this crazy data and information that is amazing. So it's everything that we want to share with you, paywalled for the people. And again, we do send some free stuff out, but it is, basically 5 or 6 articles in season, 3 or 4 articles during best ball season, exclusively about everything we think about best ball. Some of it's strategy articles, some of it's player takes articles, and everything in between. And then, Steve's big board rankings already up, CSV file you can download. Mike Robb always jokes that he has to download it. He's got a family. He can't be downloading it all the times that Steve's brain changes, but no, all the CSV file to download. And, once it keeps going here, we'll have all the different formats rankings. So we appreciate you. This was super fun. Lutz, DM me so that Kicks can give you that free subscription. But if you want to check it out, link in the description. I need to make sure that the free 7-day trial is set up. I don't think you're going to hate it. I think you're going to love it. We appreciate you. Yeah, Emo Cowboy, the Toxic Tower now has YouTube memberships for to be a toxic twunk. And that is the secret sauce. And fun fact, we are doing, we've hit that milestone as well. And so we have set it up. Not as fun names. We have the Fanspeak Fam and the Fanspeak Fanatics are our 2 subscriptions. It is not available yet. We're hoping by our Degen show, we're going to kind of do a Degen Power Hour tomorrow instead of Prop Party. And it's going to be Super Bowl early props we're betting, early look at Super Bowl Showdown. And Steve and I are going to get back in the big board streets tomorrow. And if Tyler is able to join us, he will too. So hopefully we'll be ready by tomorrow. And so, I know that is, a very fun aspect of YouTube memberships. And I know Toxic Tower now has it. I know Candyman on Fantasy Football Garage now has it. And now Fanspeak Network will have it soon too. And so look for that hopefully by tomorrow, if not, by Monday for sure. And these lunchtimes with Steve, a lot of you have been in here for lunchtime with Steve, talking about Steve Speak. It's been awesome to see, and it's going to continue. So absolutely. Yeah. Appreciate that, Kicks. And she's happy there. So we're all happy too. Yeah. He always says, I have kids, Meg. I don't have time to, but I don't know, Steve, any big updates? I need to put your rankings in. Did you want to draft and see your rankings, or did you want me to draft? I love to have control.
I know you love to have control. I noticed you ignored Mike's comment there.
What? Oh, yeah. He did give feedback. And let's see, it was I know MILFs was, I have to find it in Discord. Okay, Mike, can you tell, you had good acronyms. And then I can't remember what the acronyms stood for.
We don't need to break it down.
Well, he had good acronyms, but we decided to just make it, simple. But I loved the feedback. Absolutely loved the feedback.
Well, you said you were going to do rapid fire senior questions.
I'm crushing it. I'm absolutely crushing it. Yes. Let's do rapid before
you can bring up your underdog as you do that.
Okay. Well, no, Steve, I can't do 2 things at once like you. I'm not a good multitasker. Good Lord. Okay. So, by the way, I didn't write this down, so it's just coming off the top of my head. Some of these answers I know, some I don't. So, again, Steve covers Senior Bowl 2012 to 2020. I'm just going to throw out questions. You answer as quick as possible. No real explanation needed. From 2012 to 2020, which was your favorite Super Bowl to cover? Senior Bowl to cover. Yeah.
I think 3 stand out. One, the first one, 2012, not just because it was the first one is at, had a lot of talent there. Not just quarterback position, guys like Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, Nick Foles was also there. Brandon Weeden, who was a first-round pick. But you also, I mean, I can't go through everyone, but definitely, yeah, I mean, Harrison Smith, you know, like just a lot of really good talent was at that class. 2018, Baker Mayfield, Josh Allen.
Oh, that's right, Baker. I forgot Baker and Allen were there. That's right.
Yeah. So that one really stood out, was a lot of fun. And then the last one I went, 2020, you know, you had Justin Hurts or Jalen Hurts, Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
And
I forgot that both of them were there.
And not just quarterbacks stood out for sure. Another year that stood out was 2014 because you had Zach Martin on the offensive side of the ball. You had Aaron Donald on the defensive side of the ball. Mm-hmm. Just Hall of Famers. And Aaron Donald, you know, maybe the greatest defensive player to play.
I remember you called me, and that's when Washington didn't have a first round pick because of the still from the RG3 trade. And you were like, I would so badly love to see this guy, Aaron Donald, in burgundy and gold. He is going to be a Hall of Famer. And boy, were you right on that. We got our guy, Chad Candles, in here. Great to see you, Chad Candles. So the rest is going to be rapid fire. We're doing a quick Senior Bowl rapid fire since Steve covered the Senior Bowl 2012 to 2020. But those were your favorites, and it makes sense why. So now I'm just going to answer with like player names, basically. Okay. Favorite of all these great quarterbacks that you saw at 2012, 2020, favorite quarterback you watched live?
Favorite that I watched live, I will say Justin Herbert.
No, that was the last one you went to. That's awesome. Player that you thought was going to be a stud that wasn't?
Jordan Matthews, wide receiver.
Yeah, I remember that. Player, that's right. I remember you liked him. Player that you thought was like, and then turned out to be a superstar. I think I might know the answer to this one. Is it Cooper Kupp?
No, I was very high on Cooper Kupp.
Okay. Shame on me.
I would.
It could be any position too.
Yeah, I would probably say, trying to think of somebody I was really down on. Those names don't come as easily.
Or one that, not that you necessarily ranked super low, but
I will say, you know, Dak Prescott was there. He was not super impressive. He had a really good Senior Bowl game,
but not an amazing week,
and
right?
not an amazing week. So I wasn't.
Well, then that's a great answer because we still love Dak to this day in 2026 best ball drafts. I know Aaron Donald was your favorite player to watch on the defensive side of the ball. Who was your favorite player on the offensive side of the ball outside of the quarterback you mentioned? Can be even lineman or skill position.
Yeah, I mean, lineman, it would be Zach Martin. Like,
that makes sense.
Dude was different. One of my favorites all around, and a large part due to the interview I had with him, was Morgan Moses. At press night, you get a couple hours with players, and I had like a 15+ minute one-on-one interview with Morgan Moses, one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, ever talk to. All he was doing, his teammate Brett Urban got hurt in practice that day, UVA teammate. And he spent a good 5 minutes just talking about him and saying how bad he felt for him, and just really good all around guy.
He's going to the Super Bowl still with the Patriots, right?
Yeah, exactly. Still in this league.
Being a good person, it comes full circle. I like that.
By Washington, started there, then Ravens, Jets, Patriots. So he's had a really good career. And
good for him for being in the Super Bowl.
He's one of those guys. He's never going to be like a Hall of Famer or anything. But he just had a long, quality career.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite skill position player outside of Justin Herbert that you watched? Was it Cooper Kupp, or was it like another running back or receiver or tight end?
I'd have to think on that more. No name is Debo was impressive. Debo was very impressive. I mean, I'm sure I'm missing some big names that.
Was Cooper Kupp as impressive as he became? Like, I mean, not like.
Yeah, I mean, you knew this guy,
like
you knew this Eastern Washington kid was playing with anyone. Like he looked the part. He looked like he could play.
He went round 3, right, in the real draft.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. So obviously, 32 teams passed him up multiple rounds, So, okay, 2 more questions about interviews. You got to interview a lot of players, and especially at the early years, you really got to have, more time, like you said, at media night or interviews. But you got to interview a lot of players over these years, some one-on-one, some in press conference. Well, I have 3 questions about interviews. Who was your favorite player to interview or coach in a press conference setting?
In a press conference setting, probably Kirk Cousins.
That's awesome. You like that. You absolutely love that.
So open and honest. Aaron Donald was pretty good in the press conference as well, but I probably had a better one-on-one interview with him.
I knew you loved. That was going to be my next question. Favorite one-on-one interview, was it Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald and Morgan Moses are the ones that stand out.
Okay,
but there were a lot. There were definitely a lot of really good interviews.
Yeah. Was there any interviews, like, not that you're throwing them under the bus, but like almost like a Stephon Diggs type, where they're like, this guy's crazy. This guy, how like the Vikings thing where they're like,
not that. One that,
or any funny, or anybody that was like really funny where you're like, oh, I could go have a beer.
Devo was funny.
Devo, was he?
Yeah. He was a little crazy, but he one that Daniel Jones, this was in a press conference, just not impressed with his answers. It looked like he was in a hostage video. It just did not feel authentic.
I knew you didn't like him that draft cycle.
And I really was like, okay, he's got an arm, he's got some athletic ability, but I just don't see how he's going to lead the troops and just be the the guy. And I do think it finally took getting the right coaching and all that.
He still, when he does interviews, is pretty dry. Even like,
I think
even with Pat McAfee or Kay Adams, who have a lot of life interviews.
I think that's a tough thing because it's not like, we talk about, like you talk about like, a Kirk Cousins is dorky or something like that. And sure, some of these guys are, but they still can like command a huddle and lead a team. Daniel Jones I just remember coming away.
It still sounds like the Colts said he's like quiet, you know what I mean? So that's funny you say about the hostage video. Any other ones of interviews other than like Morgan Moses and Aaron Donald that just like stuck with you of like, this is a good dude, or this is going to be a great teammate?
Oh boy.
I know there was
nothing that jumps out. I would have had a really.
So those would have been your 2 favorite, Aaron Donald and Morgan Moses. So I love to hear that. It's so fun to hear that. Okay, it's officially time to move on to the big board streets. Let me bring over Underdog. I don't know. I don't think I have your rankings, Steve. Shame on me. If you want to riff for another minute, I can get them up.
It's all good.
I think I have them saved actually. But if anybody wants to jump in with us, we are going to do a big board draft. And of course, we'll talk through other stuff during the draft. But let me see if I can do it really quick here, Steve. So riff for just 1 minute about anything else you want to talk about as I get your rankings in, because that might be fun to talk about and see, like, you might even be like, have you, or talk about this while I'm getting your rankings uploaded. Are there any, which by the way, of course, we just talked about it, thanks to Kick's gift to Lutz, Fanspeak Degen Substack, you can download the rankings. Paid subscribers can download the rankings right there and upload a CSV file. So, are there any, as you've been doing these lunchtime streams where you're like, ooh, yeah, okay. So I assume you may do a rankings update then. Update soon.
Like one, David Njoku, just looking at it more, I definitely want to move him up. Joe Mixon, I'm going to move him up. Absolutely.
Okay, I think I saved this the correct way. Me and my tech skills. Always a good time. All right, so let's get into it. We don't need to go through your rankings. We'll just go through live. So anybody that wants to join us in a big board draft, I'll actually enter on my phone. So I will count down on my phone, enter it there, and anybody that would like to join us, we will be entering here after a 10-second countdown. Let me get to it. All right. Why is that not? Okay, the big board. I'm entering in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Enter. 5 more to start. So if you'd like to join us in a big board draft, there is plenty of room. Hop on in. It's starting shortly. All right, let's see what we got here then, Steve, and see if I can get back to it. Okay. Steve, who aims question? Why on Mixon? Where do you have him ranked, Steve? Am I scaring? Should I be scared here?
I don't remember where I have him, but I thought I had him really exceedingly low. But I think if you're taking him in the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th round, definitely 20th round, I just think there's a lot of potential surplus value. So I just want to get ahead of that. Now, I don't want to be like 18%, have 15% of my lineups with Joe Mixon, but there's just not many 18th, 19th, 20th round, particularly running backs, who have a chance to be 1,000-yard plus back. I mean, most of these others are either clear number 2s or 3s, or, probably day 3 rookies who would just need the perfect run out.
All right, we are going to be on the clock, and we do. So it goes Bijan. I mean, I'm Chase over Puka. Just worried if Stafford does retire. I actually like Gibbs a lot too.
Definitely not my ranks. Gibbs is my number 2.
Are they not your ranks?
Nope.
What did I do wrong?
I don't know.
I thought you were like, definitely not my ranks. I mean, Mike Robb, if you're still listening, I've crushed it again in the tech lording streets. I am just absolutely a mess in tech. And we ran a website, Steve, together for, 15, 16 years, and now are running a Substack and YouTube together. How's that making?
A lot of people in
Yes. Let me point that out. Thank you. We're at the 2 spot. King of Kings. We got our guy Frank at the 3, who's been, by the way, in Discord. He's been pinging people in the currently drafting, which is awesome. As we get more people in the Discord, that'll be a more awesome feature to use. So Frank at the 3 spot. We got our guy Mike at the 5 spot. Legion at 6. Peanut Punch at 8. Hulk Mashed Potatoes at 9. I don't know, Farachi's in chat. Farachi's in chat at 10. So a big old friends and family draft. Absolutely love to see it. So hopefully one of the 3 of the Fanspeak Network crew or Fanspeak fam previewing the YouTube memberships will be moving on. So yeah, how did I mess that up? I was so excited that I got your rankings uploaded. But anyways, it's funny you say that. Just caught part of not ship chasing, but or maybe it was ship chasing. But I was a little jealous. They were interviewing the marathon winner and the eliminator winner, so I was a little bummed out since I did not get there on the marathon. But they were interviewing them, and then they were talking about rankings, and the guy made a joke to Pat Crane about, well, this guy, the sidekick's pushing me to Alvin Kamara late. And they were like laughing. And he was like, hey, we had to double check this, triple check this. But similar to what you said, like, the risk is, is not there because of where he's going. And, know their back in that area is going to catch those kind of passes and, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. If he does, and if he doesn't, it's like the cost, the opportunity cost isn't.
Yeah. And great. Kamara and, these are all, backs drafted in 2017, Kamara and Connor, who go similarly in the early 160s, are the same thing. They're just 3-4 rounds higher than Mixon. They just have a level of upside that other backs in that range and just don't have. And the cost is, if Joe Mixon ends up not playing it down again, you're probably not going to lose your big board team because your 18th, 19th, or 20th round pick.
I heard you say that on one of the lunchtime streams this week about your big board team that finished in 4th having 3 or 4 dead roster spots. Mm-hmm. And of course, we know the data that like Mike Leone and others have done. Of course, you need to have as many live roster spots as available. More in 18 or 20 round drafts, right? But especially in the big board drafts, everybody's playing with the same information, even as we get closer to the draft and everything. So, I know you said your 4th place team had 3 or 4 dead spots, and you said a lot of the other people at the top that you were fighting with when you were trying to do the math of like, mm-hmm. okay, I need, the anti-sweats too. You were seeing a lot of dead, not a lot, but a lot of the top are still having.
Everyone's going to have 2 to 5 dead spots.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to say. Or that's what I heard you say is basically all of them were having 2 to 5 dead spots.
And so my point, I know we're going to be coming up soon, is a player who's Joe Mixon being a perfect example. In the big board last year, you're taking him, let's say 50. Later, if when you start to get the worry in the news, you're taking him pick 100. But the risk when you're taking him in July at pick 100 is actually worse, not just because 2 less roster spots. This would be the same thing on a drafter's draft that's 20, either pre-draft or post-draft. But those drafts around you, those not just the other teams in your particular draft, but all the other drafts being done have far less dead roster spots. Here, we should embrace the uncertainty.
Jeremiah Live.
Collins.
What?
Nico Collins.
Why can I ask why you're lower on Jeremiah? I hear everybody gushing about Jeremiah Love, and I know he's like really good, but like as a rookie expert, why are you seem to be a little lower than the market? And I will try to next break we'll catch up with chat and get your ranks.
My thing is, I don't understand why he's going this high. I don't understand why he's going above Josh Jacobs. I don't understand
why isn't he just as good or could be better than Genty?
No, I think he's below Genty, but Genty also showed these.
You don't want to take him here, early third round?
I mean, if you really want, I just vastly prefer Jacobs, Higgins, etc. But if you want to take him here, this is.
I don't think he falls this much here, does he?
No, he generally doesn't. But I think he should. I think he should go more in the 30s. My point is, we were wrong on taking Genty that high. We were wrong taking him pre-draft. We were wrong taking him post-draft because landing spot can matter. And as I said, Hampton late in the process, we were taking 35 to 40, with the Najee issue. And he was in one of the just perfect landing spots. He didn't work because he got injured. And then his entire offensive line got injured as well. But it was more him getting injured. That was it. Kamani Vidal had multiple 100-yard games without, Hampton, that Hampton would have just absolutely smashed. But the point being is that was one of the perfect landing spots, and we weren't considering taking Hampton at pick 20 last year. So why would we take Love? We don't know the landing spot. It could be vastly different depending on where he goes.
So you're saying if he gets like an absolutely amazing landing spot, you could change your mind post-draft.
I could change my mind a little bit, but I think 20 is still pretty high. Does he have a much better chance of paying it off if he lands with the Chiefs? Absolutely. But
historically, have we seen like a top 10 fantasy running? Like, when's the last time we've seen like a top 5 fantasy or wherever? What did he go?
Bijan wouldn't pan out at that price, and he was a clearly better prospect.
That's what I'm saying. So this guy, so he went, now that we took him, he's what, RB 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's like RB 10. So,
but he's currently higher.
Right. So he's going more like RB 7 or 8. So you're saying like Bijan didn't even get. I mean, I know that I can feel just memory.
He didn't pay off that price. I can't remember exactly. I'd have to look back.
That's what I was basically asking. What's the last fantasy running back, or rookie running back that paid off a top 7 fantasy price? Basically.
Yeah, and that's what.
But then, how come you weren't against that last year? Because sorry, I'm asking the hard hitting questions, but you were in on Genty's price last year.
I was, because I definitely thought Genty was more unique and special. And also, I mean, pre-draft, and I should have been more cognizant post-draft. I think I hyped myself to the Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly. Yeah. Chip Kelly had historically had great running backs in the NFL and obviously in college as well. And of course, Pete Carroll, big run first guy. So I really thought that would impact more.
Oh my God, Peanut Punch took Scatterboom. He loves Scatterboom as much as us. Damn it, we're going to do a second draft.
And so that was a factor. But pre-draft, there were better outcomes for Genty, like the Bears or something like that.
Sure,
could have gone to like truly elite outcomes.
Let me try to catch up with chat really quick. We got GAB in here. Great to see you. I know he's been in a lot of your lunchtime streams as well. Cooler's saying rugging in 3, 2, 1. Cooler's, wait, did he get in with us? No, he did not. If we rugged you and pulled, I so apologize. Mike says, remember your kids. Remember Mike's kids every time you do an update, Steve. Boogie's in here. Great to see you, Al Boogly. Whoa. Great to see you, Al Boogie. Mixon has gout. and I'm out allegedly. And a big what's up to you for sure. Okay, we were on the clock, Steve. What's up? So we got Drake May, RJ Harvey, Luther Burden, Lamar, Jordan Tyson at the top. 12 seconds. What do you think?
I'd do Burden or Tyson.
Well, your choice.
Let's go Tyson.
Okay, so we're coming back up. So let's just stay here. Did you want to go with one of the elite quarterbacks here, or did you want to, target? I'm not really, now that Burden went, I don't know if I'm a fan of taking RJ Harvey that high. I just wasn't impressed with his efficiency. So I don't know if I feel like going back-to-back rookies. Do you want to go like a Drake May or Lamar? Do you want to go like a Christian Watson?
Christian Watson.
You're fine with Christian Watson. Perfect. Okay. Opens up an oopsies. Okay. So we start 0-3-0 Gibbs. Wait, did I mean to take Gibbs? Because you said, you have Gibbs ranked higher. My bad. Okay. Gibbs, Love, Nico Collins, Jordan Tyson, Christian Watson. So 2 out of the 5 are rookies, but hey, we're living. We're having fun. Let me catch up with the rest of chat. Good to see our guy, Al Boogie. This is who says, not only will Meg not take any of Steve's olds, she won't even lower his ranks.
Exactly. This is ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous. Hugh Hames has also been lower on Love too. I think everyone acts like Love is already a chief. So maybe people are really, but it seems like everybody I talk to almost seems more bullish on Love than Genty. And I think Genty, I see it. I see it. We saw it. I mean, Genty had that massive game. He had multiple massive spike weeks, but the one was week 16, I believe. So, I mean, we saw it on a bad team. I see it with Genty, and I think where Genty's going now is very, very fair. So, yeah, I do think people are kind of placing him already. Paul says Jonathan Taylor would have, but he's a second rounder in the NFL draft. Okay, so his rookie year, he was a top 7. Okay, get it. Gibbs in the real draft was drafted, middle of the first?
Yeah. But I don't think he ended top 7 his rookie year.
Hostile alert. And Kelly said, hard-hitting journalist. I was trying to warn you. I'm going to really ask you the hard-hitting questions. Cooler says, is your least favorite interview this interrogation by your sister?
Nailed it, 100%.
I mean, it is. It's what can I say? It's hard-hitting journalism, Steve. I don't care that we're brother, sister. Jeez. Bucky Smash. What did Bucky finish that year?
Like 9, I think.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Jeff said he's drafting league winner right now. Let's go. Al Boogly. Crushing it. What will your exposure be? Well, as you can see, our guy Peanut Punch, I mean, he's not going late enough that I can say, 80%. Our guy was sharp. Peanut Punch took him. So, okay, Gibbs was pick 12 that year in the NFL draft. Okay, so I caught up with Al Bugley and everybody else in chat, Steve. I'll try to, get, tone down my journalistic, aggressiveness here. But, I'm here to ask you the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
I'm still bummed that Peanut Punch got Scatterville. Wow, Lamar and May fell all the way to 56 and 57 in this one. I do think
we're going to start to see May more in the 50s. I've got him at turn a couple.
I'm much more comfortable with him there. So
Lamar should be right there as well. So, I think that's about right.
And Jaden's getting pulled up into the 60s, I think. Yeah. So I think all this makes sense, perfect sense, So Hulk Mashed Potatoes gets May, Peanut Punch gets Lamar. Legion's on the clock now, goes Ricky P like that. Okay. And Caleb has been falling too, as we can see. We're coming up at 71 and 74. He is there. So Nico, Jordan Tyson, Christian Watson. So we don't have any immediate stack Gibbs. So I didn't think we got Ladd, but I was just trying to keep an eye on that. So Pitt's not taking him this early. Herbert, Michael Wilson, Evans, Pierce.
I'd go Evans, Mike Evans.
You're not worried about finally, injuries and that kind of stuff. You're fine with him as a fourth receiver.
No, I mean, I made this point because somebody asked about his ADP on my show. I mean, 2 years ago, he missed 3.5 games and finished as wide receiver 9. on the year in total points in half point PPR. I mean, that's just the type of upside that he has. If we get 17 games from him, yeah, he might be a top 10
This is
player.
why you do. I mean, I like getting like 3 running backs by now because oh my yuck, this is
the bottom falls off.
We
could take Warren here. We could take Jalen Warren here because then it really dies down.
Did you see they brought that running back coach that like best friends with or an offensive line coach is like best friends with Rodgers? If that's back, then freaking bring Gainwell, pull Gainwell off the board. Yeah. Let's just go. I mean, you want to do Herbie and backstack it?
Yeah, we could. I'd probably prefer Hurts.
If they get rid of that tush push, okay, I'll do both, and you don't want Herbert.
Hurts. I think Hurts then allows us. We can be.
You want Herbert with Mike McDaniel.
I like it, but I mean, your backstacking options are QJ, who I don't love the price.
Gadsden
is fine, but honestly, I'm fine waiting.
You like Trey Harris?
I like Trey Harris, but that is,
exactly who Hames. I'm already stacking Rodgers and Gainwell if I have a free 20th. Exactly. I mean, Mike McCarthy, the offensive line. Did you see that clip? It was from like what is that HBO show? Hard Knocks from a couple years ago when he was with the Jets. And this guy, the offensive line, like I think Adam Schefter tweeted it today that Steelers are bringing him as the offensive line coach. It's like one of his best friends. And when he left, he did this like best friend, of course, father figure, like loves this dude. And when he was, I guess, playing him in the year with the Jets, like a scrimmage or something, the clip is hysterical. He like tackles him. He's like, "What's up, dude? You're fat as shit. You promised me you'd lose weight." And he's just like punching him in the balls. And like, it's absolutely hysterical. So yeah, I don't know. It feels like the stars are aligning, and I'm definitely going to let Jalen Warren fall because Gainwell is coming back, and boy, did Aaron Rodgers love him some Kenny Gainwell. So,
yeah, that's a good point. That is.
What's that?
No, that's a good point. If Rodgers is back, I do think Gainwell's back, and that does hurt Warren a bit. Yeah,
absolutely. Okay, so we covered that. Peanut, that's a bannable offense, taking Scattervoo. No, definitely not, but that is hysterical. It's just a great punch. It's just a great punch. I was trying to say it's a great pick, and then I was reading Peanut Punch. I am just absolutely crushing. And then I said Hertzbert. I mean, you'd think I've been like drinking or something today. I haven't. It's like
I could use a drink for the stream.
I know, right? Oh my God, I could too, to get through my own mess ups. Okay, good question by Coolers. Do you think ETN stays in Jacksonville or lands someplace else this offseason? Same question with Brees and Jets. I mean, gosh, I'd hope Brees goes somewhere else. But
the way I'd look at it, I think, and I know you didn't ask about Walker. I think Walker's a near lock to stay, especially with the Charbonnet injury. Yeah, ETN, I think, is pretty likely. I'd have to see if there's anyone else they would need to franchise or anything. Because franchising a running back is much cheaper proposition than, say, quarterback or wide receiver or even not, top tier offensive lineman or defensive lineman. So teams are more apt to do that. So I think pretty likely. I'd probably put it 70-75% would be my guess. I think Cohen really likes him. Cohen never spoke super highly of Tootin. Post-draft stuff during the, preseason and camp and all that, he was never like the biggest Tootin stan. And I don't know if that fully changed. I mean, Tootin had a flash play here or there, but it wasn't anything special. I just don't think when you were this good, had such a great second half of the year, you're likely getting better with getting Hunter back, full year BTJ, all this kind of stuff. Why would you get rid of ETN, who was a difference maker for you? So I think they're going to try and get him back would be my guess. Hall, I think, is the opposite. I think the Jets probably want him back, but I think Hall wants out. So Al
Boogie says Al Boogie thinks that Brees will be a chief. Yeah. I think that's a good call.
No, I think Hall wants out. The only way he's back to me is if they franchise him or they give him a level of money that he probably shouldn't get, like a Christian McCaffrey type level of money.
Okay. JB says, what's I from Meg on Hertz? I did. What do you think? Okay, let's talk about this really quick. Okay, we're coming up, but I'll preview it. What do you think about the coordinator? I thought Sean Mannion was still backup quarterback. I didn't even know he was a coordinator, let alone then could be a potential offensive coordinator. What are your thoughts on that? Actually, we're up. Okay, so we're up at 95-98. You know how running backs go. I'm fine backstacking Dak if you want to go there. Where does Baker go now? Because we have the stat that's later. I wouldn't mind double tapping that, but you know we love some Dak.
Let's take Dak here. I'm okay with that.
Because it's not like any of these running backs are knocking my socks off. I will say you've mentioned the Laporta in that system. I'm fine with that if you want to go down that route.
Can you Pollard, highlight receiver real quick?
Wait, where's your guy, Emmett Johnson? Let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah. Can you highlight receiver?
Okay, so ADP. Yeah, well, I think it is just ADP. Jordan.
Yeah, I don't mind Jaden Reed. But we have Christian Watson. Never mind.
Yeah.
If you want to go Laporta, I'm okay with that. And then
let's do that. I think
if
that's
Goff comes back to us. I know that'd be very advanced at quarterback. We could do it that way.
I mean, we have 3. If we wanted to kind of triple tap in a small range, we could do that.
I don't mind doing, especially like Hurts getting him where we did. It's just so much upside. And the reason I said Hurts is I don't think anyone can really be as donkey as Kevin Patula was.
Okay, so yeah, give your full thoughts on the Sean Mannion offensive coordinator.
I mean, Sean Mannion, we'll see. I mean, he's a new OC, right? So we don't know, but I think I like that they went outside the org. I like that it's former quarterback that usually can be a positive. I mean, we see that with guys like Kevin O'Connell, Zach Robinson, et cetera. And I think they know they have to play to their strengths. This team went from being a top 5, top 10 offense to 24th in yards. I think it was 19th in points, or vice versa. That just doesn't fly, especially for all the talent that they have. Like the year before, 2 years ago, when Saquon ran for 2,000 yards, Hurts missed 3 games. Smith missed like 3 or 4 games. AJ Brown missed a couple games. Goddard missed like 4 games. They didn't have that last year. Goddard missed a game. Brown maybe missed 1 game. Whatever. They were way healthier and played way worse. So I just think they are primed for a bounce back. So that's my hope. And I think if so, we're clearly gaining a value at Hurts.
Yeah.
And you don't need to stack them.
No.
Goddard agent and might not even be back.
Like in our Fanspeak group chat, Spread said something like, "What do you guys think?" And I was like, I joked, I was like, I didn't even know he still wasn't a backup quarterback. I had no idea he was the quarterbacks coach in Green Bay. So, with guys like David Blau and him, like, of course, people are like, "Oh, they think they're the next up and comer." Maybe, I mean, maybe even they could be the next Mike McDaniel or Ben Johnson, but they also could be the next Kevin Patula. So I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Mannion being in the league, Mannion being in Green Bay, coaching staff. I mean, that's a tree I want pieces on, right? I mean, the Shanahan, LaFleur, McVay. I mean, these guys produce good offenses. Clearly have good concepts. We'll see. I mean, does everyone from those trees work? No. But we see a lot of positivity from them. Yeah.
This is hysterical. Al Boogley will forever be funny. We need a Fanspeak fail compilation, mostly Meg trying to pronounce usernames. She butchered Go Hazy Card. I said Goats Cards. And then Al Boogley, I know it's Al Boogie. Obviously love Al Boogs. But yeah, I name pronunciation, both players, they had usernames, not a strength, something I'm working on, I'll send that reel to CBS to try to get some more work, just me crushing names, AJ Brown will be a libertarian if he doesn't see the ball more. I really think my gut says he's going to get traded. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's real chance that he gets traded, but maybe not. I mean, maybe they say go to him. We have this game plan. We're going to throw the ball more. We're actually going to try to get this crazy concept called touchdowns for whatever reason they were allergic to last year. So yeah, I absolutely see them needing to make a quick decision on that, either trading him or building around him.
All right. So we got a decision to make here because all these guys aren't going to come back. So I don't know how we handle
Let's take a quarterback, but
okay.
we can wait if you want because there's 3 of them.
Yeah, but I don't think any of them are going to come back either. So my first choice would be Baker. Or do you want to just take Emmett Johnson or Jake Ferguson now?
No, I'm saying
Baker's fine.
Yeah, let's just take Baker. My point was at the turn here, Jeff is not going to take all 3 of our quarterbacks.
Right. Okay. I get that. So we took Baker. We're done at quarterback. I say we take Emmett Johnson, even though I just do really want, unless you'd rather have, we talked about Gainwell, Katron Allen. So
no, let's go Emmett Johnson.
He's your guy. We didn't get Scattaboo because Peanut Punch is sharp, dude. There goes Gainwell. So as much as I want Jake Ferguson for the DAC stack, you're fourth place team. You tried to stack like K-Dot and late with Baker, just didn't work out. Like, I don't focus about stacks as much in the big board. I say we get our third running back that we feel good with it because it's going to really thin out even further. So we are 3-3-4-1, a little unique for us. But quarterback, I think the meta is kind of coming around to what we've always liked at 3 quarterbacks, especially in the 20-round drafts. It dries up quick. We have so much uncertainty at quarterback late in the draft. So I like having 3 absolute starters. Maybe in hindsight, we would have gone like a Rico or something over. Oh no, Rico was
probably shouldn't have taken Dak is the thing. Probably should have done with Tony Pollard there.
Yeah. So in hindsight, okay, but I do like my drafts where I have 3 quarterbacks and not relying on one of the late ones. But I definitely want 2 in this area, whether it's one of the early ones, but starting as we can see now that May is falling, starting round 5, but especially round 6, massive run on quarterbacks, round 6 through this round where we got 3, round 6 through 10, which last year was round 8 through 13. This year it's like 6 through 10. It's a big, lot of starting quarterbacks go off the board. So I'm fine getting 3. Probably preferably get 2 and then 1 later, but there's not, it's rough later. But I'm open to the Mendoza, who's obviously going to start all year for the Raiders. Cam Ward with now Daboll as his offensive coordinator. A couple others in that range I don't make in mind take, or you could, for some of the other ones I'd like to gain information, but I just felt like we needed a third running back there because that, as we saw, has already dried up. So, we're going to be taking more flyers anyways. So, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, and Peanut Punch had neighbors, very little scat. I like that. I mean, I know you love scat, so I like it. Lost the wheel by an inch. Oh, mine. So we are still waiting on, or did I miss anything tonight? I was working on the YouTube stuff. And again, hopefully we'll have YouTube memberships for Fanspeak Fam, Fanspeak Fanatics, hopefully tomorrow when we go live. It'll either be 4 or 5 o'clock. It'll be like a Degen Power Hours, early look at Super Bowl Showdown, early look at Super Bowl bets we want to attack now. And we'll talk through all that, but then jump into a big board draft again. Hopefully we'll have YouTube memberships up by then. Did I miss anything we're still waiting on Cardinals, Raiders, and one more. Who am I missing?
No, that's it.
Those
2.
Oh, okay. That's right. Since the Browns, so we're just down to Cardinals and Raiders. So it sounds like one of them will be Clint Kubiak, right? I mean, I heard he's
probably the Raiders because Davis Webb pulled out of the Raiders search.
So that's usually a sign that they're kind of right. Okay. Eddie said, this is a good question because Mike, I believe Mike Robb just asked me about this. So are we going to run some Fanspeak only leagues? It would be fun. I think there's going to be all sorts of stuff. Mike Robb, shout out to Mike Robb. If I'm not first, I will fight whoever beats me to the Memby. He was the first Toxic Tower one I saw. Absolutely love it, Mike. Absolutely love it. You are the most loyal viewer for us and other channels, and we absolutely love that. Mike mentioned this to me, especially speaking of being a loyal sub and viewer. He reached out that he could run different stuff like March Madness or draft predictions or some kind of fantasy league. So it's in the works, Eddie. Mike, I said I don't have the bandwidth to run anything, but if Mike or anybody else want to, I'll give them the the keys on Discord to do something, setting it up through Discord. Okay, we're back on the clock, Steve. Top of the board is Pat Bryant, Josh Downs, not Tyron Tracy. Yuck. Ew, I don't like this.
I actually think Tyron Tracy is a good value there.
I can't do it. It's just
Josh Downs. Josh Downs.
I mean, tight end dries up. Do we want to go Hunter Henry? I don't like this area of receivers either.
We need to catch up at receiver. Can you sort by receiver? Actually, sort by running back.
Yeah, let's just see. What's the rumors on J.K. Dobbins? Like, doesn't he want to come back to Denver?
Yeah, but I wouldn't take him there. Okay. Is Nick Singleton still there?
Good question. Let me look. Yes, he is. Do you want to go that? Because I'm
sort receiver also, because we really need to catch up there. Also,
yeah, we're 3-3-5-1. So it's Pat Bryant, Hill, Judy, McMillan, Adonai Mitchell, Lane. Not my favorite area. Yeah. I'd probably go Nick Singleton if you have a good.
Let's go Nick Singleton. I know it's
he is one of the running backs at the Senior Bowl, right?
Yeah, but it's nothing about that.
No, I know.
He is just such a high.
He's a dual threat. He catches a lot of the backfield too, right?
Yes. He is an exceedingly good receiving back.
All right, Nicholas Singleton. Here we go. 3-4-5. Done a quarterback, probably getting we have 3 rookie running backs, so probably getting 2 more running backs. Nico Collins, Jordan Tyson, Christian Watson, Mike Evans, Josh Downs, Sam Laporta. What are there any stackable Cowboys? I know we don't worry about it, but
obviously Ryan Flournoy in the 20th round.
Okay, I just want to keep an eye on that. Okay, so we will be back up at 167 and 170. Just show the board here.
And this is why this is around to me is such a dead zone at receiver. And that's why I like being able to honestly take a quarterback there or a tight end.
Yeah.
But we already took Laporta, so taking Hunter Henry doesn't make a lot of sense. And then, we had 3 quarterbacks.
I mean, we almost had, we were 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 spots away from getting Ferguson to fall back to us.
Yeah.
Not close. I mean, not, didn't make it, but that would have been super fun. Obviously the big risers, Concepcion, guys like Nick Singleton, Concepcion didn't have ADPs, obviously are rising up for, which obviously makes sense. They should. Anything else you're seeing on the board tonight? I mean, I know, again, we appreciate Coolers showing us like the risers and fallers each day in Discord. Again, link in the description for our Discord and Substack. But anything you're seeing on the board that seems wildly like a wild fall or a wild reach?
No, I mean, I think, I do think where ADPs are now, we took Singleton. You could make the Dobbins case. I'm not as high on it. Honestly, Tyron Tracy is the click right there at running back, because it's just going to be him and Scatterboo. Like they're going to cut Devin Singletary, right? So that probably is the click that's right there. Zach Charbonnet, who's just taken, I don't know how much I'm going to draft him. It doesn't, it can't be good. Mid-January ACL tear.
Was it a clean tear?
Clean or not, like mid-January, like the season starts.
Okay, I was shocked as shit how fast didn't Christian Watson get injured like just 3 weeks prior, and I was shocked when he was back.
Yeah, but he still missed the first 6 weeks. Like if A, nobody was taking him last year. B, they would be taking him in the 20th round. Like that's where Zach Charbonnet should go.
All right. Any of this receiver? What's your take on Jacoby Lane?
I like Lane, but he's been falling. He's a raw guy. So I would take either Connor or Franklin or Mason.
Okay. I just wanted to queue up stuff to, talk through. Is there any value at tight end here? I feel like we could just take 2 other late ones since we got Laporta.
Yeah.
Though that dries up quick too. We talked about that on our kind of
it does
ranking show. We talked about like when we were looking at all the rankings before the big board even launched, and we were like, wow, after this range of like Schultz, Ferguson, it dries up.
It dries up, but not as much as like running backs drying up. So honestly,
yeah, and there just was a
or Sean Tucker, I think, are the play here.
Okay. What do you think about Braylon Allen? He's been rising up. I know shitty offense, but All right. So
Okay.
Tucker goes to our guy, Frank's Sharp. He takes him. Do you want to go Franklin?
No, I take Vidal.
Vidal. Okay. All right. So we got 3, 5, 5, 1 going on. Do you want to, if Franklin's there, do you want to take him?
Yeah, Franklin comes back, but Vidal, I didn't think we could lose out on because it's a teardrop after that.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Anybody else in this range? I know
I'd probably go Jacoby Lane or pull up DK, Shamari DK.
Okay. I'm going to hold up. Okay, Lane goes. We'll take Franklin. So we're 3, 5, 6, 1. Feeling fairly good about that because we got obviously kind of triple tapping quarterback. Feel really good about that. Getting Emmett Johnson is our third, Nick Singleton is our fourth, Vidal is our fifth. Feels good because it does really down here really dry up. So I feel pretty good where we're at. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I think we've caught up enough. And honestly, I'd probably make tight end either the last two rounds. To me, rounds 18, 19, 20 should be 2 tight ends and a receiver, any which way we do it.
Yeah, definitely Fournier would be late. I just didn't want to forget about him. This is family show makes so much cussing. I know. I get passionate. I forget. All right. What are some of your favorite things that you're keeping an eye on as far as off-season moves after we get these final 2 coaching and then the dominoes of the offensive coordinators to all fall? I am so excited to see what happens with the quarterback landscape because that's going to determine what we do down here, right? Go ahead.
So first, and Mike Rob brought this up in our Discord the other day. There's 10 coaches. B, there's 15 plus offense coordinator shifts, and there would have been more if Joe Brady had not taken over for Buffalo. So
right.
We're just talking a massive shift in landscape, and we just see so much turnover. Whether it's even if it's just a coordinator. And I caught part of the show. I haven't finished watching it. Hayden and Josh, their free agency breakdown. They bring up Seattle.
Is Josh Norris back from his?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
So they brought up how Seattle was one of the highest spenders, and they went out and rebought their offense. They traded away DK, cut Lockett, trade away Geno.
Yeah.
Let Fant go, and they just rebuilt their offense and entire team, a lot of their team because of a new coordinator. That was just a coordinator.
Yeah.
Some of these teams are going to see major shifts. Now, obviously, Harbaugh goes to the Giants, Dart, Neighbors, Scadaboo, those things aren't changing. I think Theo Johnson isn't changing, but, they could, that's why I don't know if Wandell will come back. Maybe, I think Slayton is a fine 20th round click, but maybe they look to move on from Slayton if Harbaugh and company don't like him.
Yeah.
Same with the Ravens, Lamar, Andrews, Flowers, they aren't going anywhere, but everyone else could be wildly up in the air.
Yeah.
So there's just so much that could shift. Free agents, trades, cuts, probably a lot more turnover this year than most years because of so many 10 new head coaches. Joe Brady. So I'll say 9 because I don't think Joe Brady's going to change a lot, particularly on the offensive side.
Right.
But 15 coordinators. That's a lot. And it's not. The Lions replacing their coordinator. It's not like Goff and Amon-Ra and Gibbs aren't going to be the guys. But some of those secondary, tertiary pieces could change. I think they're one of the least likely, but it's just something to keep an eye on.
Look at Mike staying on brand with the Io Manor pick. I love it, Mike. We were not Io Manor fans, but Mike's staying loyal. I like it. Okay, Steve, what do you want to do here?
I want a Tesla.
To Tesla.
Can you search at receiver?
Chris Bell, Branch, Kyle Williams, Vele, Mooney, Cup.
Go tight end. I wanted to wait on tight end, but let's just take Berg or Parkinson or Kelsey, one of the 3.
I'm not taking Kelsey. He might retire. I don't know. It sounds like he's talking about.
I think he's way more likely to be back than Aaron Rodgers. That's for sure.
Well, I haven't
I
taken
think
Aaron.
Kelsey's like 80% back.
All right. Do you want to just triple tap tight end here, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, then let's take Kelsey. Then I was going to wait.
No, I'm not taking Kelsey. So
then we're not taking tight end.
Okay. Then which of these receivers do you like? How about Mooney?
No.
Well, it's better than Ryan Flournoy, right?
Valet.
Okay. That feels like it sucks.
Mooney's probably cut. And
why is he cut?
They can save a lot of money. It's a new staff. Like it's not only new staff, it's a new GM. They have zero ties to him.
Okay.
So, like this is what I mean. Like reshaping the team. Is London and Bijan going anywhere? No, but Mooney almost guaranteed to be cut.
Okay. So you haven't touched him then?
I think I took him one time, but that was like 20th round.
There's no comfy clicks down here, but I would say there's no quarterbacks down here unless you did feel like you had an inside scoop that Aaron Rodgers was coming back. Or like, maybe there's some flyer tight ends. What are the running backs, receivers that you're
I think there's better tight ends down here. That's why I said originally before we took Ferguson, I would rather do the last 3 picks to be tight ends. And like we should be taking Kelsey there. Like he is, if he comes back, his value is insane. Like he was a top 10 tight end last year. So you're not getting that from any other 17th rounder.
Yeah. Well, Peanut Punch got him. So, okay, good. GAB said, I believe Watson was a rare case recovery from torn ACL, because boy, did that shock me. That
totally shocked me.
He said this. He was like, "What is Meg going to say when she bullies you?" We remember when we went all in. We're going all in on this, best ball thing, Steve. We can't be embarrassing our stuff. Kelsey, Steve, really, Kelsey? I mean, Mike knows me so well.
Yeah, but that's who we should be taking.
But he's right that's what I would have said.
I know, but forced us to take Devon Valen.
Montage vid of reactions to his late round picks. I love when I'm just like so dismissive. I'm like, that's great. Steve, the stuff with me last year with James Cook, it is so embarrassing, but it's also hysterical. It's so embarrassing for me. And I admit it, hand up. I was wrong. Steve was right. It's embarrassing for me, but it is hilarious. The stream that we cross-streamed with Toxic Tower, and they ended up getting James Cook, a falling James Cook, because I was a dumbass. I was like, over my cold dead body, would I take James Cook here over? And then I was like berating you. I was like, now, why would you take him? You're like, because he's on the best offense. Now, in fairness, I was for Kenneth Walker, and I think we did take Kenneth Walker. It's not like he just, Zach Charbonnet stole his touchdowns. So Kenneth Walker's a stud. Zach Charbonnet he splits with Walker, and James Cook didn't have that. And James Cook was on one of the best offenses. And you were right. I was wrong. But I mean, just the stuff that came out of my mouth was absolutely hilarious, hilariously wrong. And it made me laugh. All right. Almost took him the round before. Adrian Peterson rehab. Okay. Yeah, that's right.
I mean, there's just a handful of those guys, but and it being so late, like we're talking deep into the playoffs. It's just.
I was so anti James Cook, and I was so K9. I mean, we got disbanded. Pastor prostitute and porn star walks into a bar. We've got our disbanded brotherhood. The Dot is back. Good to see you disbanded. All right, we're up in 2. I'm sure I'll mess this up. We got 3 picks left, Steve. 215, 218.
We can find a running back.
What am I doing? Okay. Ray Davis, Jaden Blue, Najee?
Yeah, I like Najee.
Okay. All right, then we're done at running back. Done at quarterback. Done at running back. One more tight end, one more receiver. You want to just go Flournoy here?
Yeah, we could do Flournoy, or tight end does get thin for the 20th round. I would prefer. There's probably a better chance Flournoy is still there. If not, there's other options.
Who are your late receiver options?
Let's figure out tight end first. There's plenty of late receiver options. But tight end, I'd say Stowers, Chig, Claire, Gesicki.
You don't think any of these will come back?
They could, but they don't always.
All right, who's your first choice? Do you have? I know I never got your rankings up. I will for tomorrow's show. Shame on me. Who do you want?
Let's just do Gesicki.
Oh, he's my guy. I love Gesicki. He did pop a couple times in my marathon team and, on my best ball portfolio overall, but not enough, obviously. All right. Why is it not moving?
I don't know.
All right. Anyways, on to our last pick. We'll either take, Flournoy, or would you take, who's that guy that runs back their kicks?
No,
didn't they use him kind of gadgety though?
Yeah, but I would not take Turpin.
All right. I'm just saying. It's almost like some of your ranks are in here and some aren't. I'll figure it out for tomorrow, Steve. I messed up.
Like I said here, there's so many receivers still sitting here. I mean, if you want to take Darnell Mooney in the 20th round, I think that's fine. Sure. But Cooper Kupp, I don't think he's retiring. Christian Kirk, probably going to go somewhere, could get a decent role. Jack Besh, Jalen Noel could move up to number 3. So that's why, Malik Washington's probably number 3. Darius Slayton, just so many guys. I'm not going to take a lot of Browns, but Isaiah Bond in the 20th round is not awful.
I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. It doesn't seem like Matt Collins he gets more than you think.
Yeah, but he's not a fantasy guy.
He puts up, I don't know, his stat lines always surprise me.
He did, but it was also, he had a lot going for him. I think next year, if anything, the Patriots are going to add receiving talent. I don't think they're going to run it back with Matt Collins.
I have your ranks saved in my phone, Steve. Stuff it up. I probably did. No, then it would be in there. I don't know how I messed up your ranks, but again, I will have it right for tomorrow's show when we do a Degen Power Hours of Super Bowl talk and another big board. Steve, okay, that's right. He said, are we back in on Lockett? Poor Lockett. He gets drafted after one of the last Super Bowls, and then they go to the Super Bowl after he leaves. Okay, that's right. You said Davis Webb backed out of the Raiders job, so your gut tells you it'll be Clint Kubiak there. Yeah. Okay, answer Al Bugali's question. No, Al Book's question: who is Steve's best boomer of the year? You're known for your olds. I got it as our membership emojis. I got to either Mike. Tell me, should I do bingo hall? Should I do what is a good emoji for Steve's obsession of the olds? Should I do just a picture of Adam Thielen? What should it be? But Steve, who is your best boomer wide receiver this year?
This is an early one, but it's the guy who dominated this year, and that's Davante Adams. This guy, if Stafford's back, he can just score a touchdown. He's extremely good at football.
Yeah. He's how old is Davante? What year was he?
Him and Evans were the same draft class.
Oh, they were. Okay. What?
That was Brandon Cooks, 2014.
What pick number did Davante go? I know Evans went really early.
Evans was first round.
Right. What pick number around did Davante go? I meant, sorry.
You mean in this best ball draft?
No, Davante Adams in 2014. Where did he go?
Second rounder. I can't remember the exact pick number.
I might be losing my hearing too. I don't know. I didn't hear that at all. Scott of Boomers, absolutely. Coolers made a good point. I think tight end was a correct call since 5 teams still only had 2 tight ends, and most in these are doing 3-6-8-3 is pretty common, or a 3-7-7-3. So yeah, I think that it was those are Rudy's ranks. I don't know what happened to the rankings. Rudy probably did something. Old lady walker. Oh, an old lady with a walker. Okay. That's a good one. Senior Bowl MVP. He was the Senior Bowl MVP. That's right. All right. We're up into with our last pick. I had queued up Christian Kirk.
I will say, if Keenan Allen comes back, I will draft him again. Another 2013 draft, I believe.
So it was the year before Evans and Davante.
Yeah. Scroll down a little bit, just see if. There's some rookies down here.
Hollywood Brown has Matt Collins.
Was a little fun, but I'm fine going Christian Kirk. I think he lands somewhere. We could take a Washington guy like a Jalen Lane or McCaffrey, but time's up. So.
Oh, I didn't even know. on the clock. I was just still scrolling.
Why would we take a Washington receiver?
Yeah.
Because Debo is a free agent. Zach Ertz.
Oh, I thought he was on his second. I thought he had a 2-year deal.
No, it voided.
Well, wait, have they already moved on? Have they already moved on from him?
No, I mean, they could bring him back, but from Debo, I'm probably going somewhere else.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. The old lady
I'll get more money somewhere else.
is using a walker is very good, Mike. Okay. This will be part of our Fanspeak memberships of these, reviewing teams, but we love you all. We're going to review them. So this is our team, 3683. Jalen Hurts, Dak Prescott, Baker Mayfield, like that triple tap. Didn't get too far behind at running back, but definitely a lot of rookies. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jeremiah Love, he did fall 6 picks past ADP. Emmett Johnson, Nicholas Singleton, Kamani Vidal, Najee Harris, Nico Collins, Jordan Tyson, Christian Watson, Mike Evans, Josh Downs, Troy Franklin, Devon Bailey, Christian Kirk, Sam Laporta, Terrence Ferguson, and Mike Gesicki. Kind of, my mid to late round tight end. I like the triple tackling quarterback. I don't know. I just feel like, honestly, maybe it's just early in big board draft seasons, but this is my third, well, technically my fourth, but my third. And it's like, you don't feel, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not feeling as comfy yet. What do you think of this team?
Yeah. And this is go to the board.
Sure.
Real quick. And this is why I generally want 2 quarterbacks where we took Baker. And I don't mind waiting for that third one, another couple rounds to like that Mendoza
Ward. Yeah.
Even
Malik, not Stroud. Yeah.
Bryce good. Young. Well, we had Nico Collins.
Okay.
Daniel Jones, I don't want to take a lot in the JJ McCarthy, Penix, below range. Like that, those guys are thin because we don't know if they're going to be starters and whatnot. And I'll mix in, them here or there. But so I like waiting, and then I feel like we could have gotten a little stronger at, say, receiver probably or running back, by not taking 3 quarterbacks in that early range. But yeah, right now it's where it's at. I want to be drafting tight ends and receivers super late, last 5 rounds.
Yeah.
There's a running, you can.
Especially if you're doing 8 or 9 receivers, like if you did like hit hammer like 3 running backs early and 4, like a 4th mid, like and did like a 3-5-9-3. I think, I think tight ends and receivers late make the most sense right now. It could change throughout draft season. All right. I feel like lukewarm about this team, but I do like, as someone mentioned in chat, super strong tight end room at Lutz, and I love that. But yeah, receivers, tight ends are a little scary, but we kind of anchored it with Laporta, hoping that with the new coordinator change, that'll be good. Eddie says, would you like it more with Herbert? I was fighting for Herbert, and now I am just like, sometimes me, Scatterboo being a perfect example, but had he not been hurt, it would have worked out really nice. That I do get tunnel vision sometimes. And right now my tunnel vision is Chargers. You saw a draft. I think it was the second draft I sent you, and I got like a 5-man Chargers stack. I'm just like obsessed with Mike McDaniel, those Chargers right now.
I think it's going to be a good offense, but I think the Eagles, we've seen when they get even a decent offensive coordinator, but no, good offensive coordinator, like they're top, they're one top offense in the league. I think Mannion is an upgrade. That's my guess.
But we don't know though about.
We don't know, but we don't know. We didn't know.
We don't know about David Blau. We don't know about a lot of things.
My point is, we didn't know Liam Cohen was going to be an upgrade for Baker. Was he? Absolutely. We didn't know. Like that.
We've got that in here.
You could say that for every one of these guys. Like,
yeah. All right. Hulk says this might be my most boomer draft this year. Let's check Hulk and then the rest of them. He is from the 9 spot, 3, 5, 8, 4. A little 4 tight end build. That's fun. Drake May, Trevor Lawrence, Goff. Oh, I love that. Hampton. Love that. Hampton, Walker, Etienne, Ramondre, Ray Davis. I can see where, you got 4 running backs in the top 64. I think that makes sense to do 5 there. Amon-Ra, Jacoby Myers, Wandale Robinson, Juwan Jennings, Romeo Doubs, Tyreek Hill, Kyle Williams, Demario Douglas, Juwan Johnson, Theo Johnson, Dalton Schultz, Colby Parkinson. I mean, the only real boomer, it doesn't feel too boomer to me. I don't know. What do you think, Steve? I like it.
Yeah, I think he isn't saying that like the players are old so much as just like
like stylistically.
yeah, stylistically.
Okay. Well, then I'm a boomer lover because I like this team better than ours. I like that team a lot. Okay, let's go to Kings. Frank at the 3 spot, 2-6-9-3. Burrow, Bryce Young, so kind of early and late. Chase Brown with Burrow, Jalen Warren, Rico Dowdle, Woody Marks, Sean Tucker, Jonathan Brooks, and then he's got Chase stacked up, Chris Olave. Did he get? No, I was thinking of Tyler Shuck. My bad. Jamar Chase, Chris Olave, Devontae Smith. I don't know why I thought I pronounced that wrong. Devonta Smith, Mekhi Lemon, DJ Moore, Chris Godwin, Rashid Shaheed, Jameer DK, Xavier Legette, Mason Taylor, Pat Freiermuth, Chig Okonkwo. I'm not laughing at your team. I'm laughing at this is why we need to make this a premium feature is me reading all these names. It's brutal. It's brutal. No, I mean, he's obviously got stacks with both Burrow and Young, kind of like an anchor RB, but then, through some quantity at it and then through quantity at the receiver position, because he kind of went, his top 3, but then, waited till a little later with the back half. So, and he did late round tight end build. I'm never complaining about a late round tight end build. So I like it. I mean, again, all these, I think these are tough rooms too.
Yeah. The only thing I'd say is there's a little uncertainty at the tight end room because you do run the risk of all 3 of those guys not being the number 1 tight end on their team.
Yeah.
And is it,
yeah. I mean,
is there a chance all 3 could be? Sure. But it's just, we'll see. Pat Freiermuth, I think, is most likely, but Mason Taylor, it's a new OC, and just potentially bad offense. And then we'll just have to see where Chig goes. So, I think a lot depends on what the new offense looks like for the Jets and Chig. Freiermuth, I feel okay about.
Yeah, and I like that you stacked Burrow, Chase Brown, and Jamar Chase. Obviously, we took a second. We don't know like how that'll shake out with the tight end room in Cincinnati, but I do like when you can stack like an elite quarterback. I mean, I consider Burrow in the elites, an elite quarterback that's not a running quarterback with multiple positions. So I like Frank's team.
Running back and receiver rooms.
What's that?
I love the running back and receiver rooms.
Yeah. No, I think it's very nice. Frank is a sharp drafter, not surprised at all. We got our guy Mike at the 5-3-6-8-3. He got Herbert, CJ Stroud, and Kyler Murray, and then Derrick Henry. He's a Ravens fan, but I love Big Dog. Judkins, Tajay Spears, James Conner, Tank Bigsby, Mike Washington Jr., JSN, T. Higgins, Lad McConkey, Marvin Harrison, Xavier Worthy, Jaden Higgins. He's got his guy, Aya Manor, Ted Hurst. I'm not sure, a rookie. You'll have to give me a background on that. He's got Gadsden stacked up, Isaiah Lakely, and Gunnar Helm. I need to also, another thing, I just, we're getting back into the draft swing. I need to make sure my best ball overlay is working for me, get that all downloaded. I need to download Steve's right rankings to make all this easier. But no, I see he's got obviously Herbert stacked up, and Kyler, we obviously don't know where he's going.
Stroud stacked up.
And Stroud stacked up with Jaden Higgins. I mean, I think his receiver room is amazing. Absolutely amazing. I think a very strong tight end room, very strong. I mean, I'm not a Stroud girl or a Kyler girl, but you're hitting 3 quarterbacks in that range where, they're all going to have be starting gigs. So, the only thing I'd say is, you've got a couple guys coming back from injury, but other than that, you're anchored by Big Dog. So, I absolutely love that. So overall, I like it. I would just say that, maybe this would have been like a 3-7-7-3, based on that you hit the receivers good. That would be my only note, but overall, I like the team. What are your thoughts, Steve?
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind Kyler. I mean, right now we don't know where he's going to be, but he will be starting somewhere. And I just want him to go to a coach that seems to like him. I don't think Drew Petzing did, but a coach who will get the most out of him would be potentially fun because he used to be really good in fantasy for that reason.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so we covered ours. We covered King of Kings. We covered Mike. Let's go to Legion at the 6 pick, 6-3-6-8-3. Purdy, Fernando, who I love. Jacoby Brissett, CMC, Swift, Jonah Coleman, is he the running back? Help me. I'm trying to learn as we go here. He is the running back from Washington.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I'm learning. Jordan Mason, Braylon Allen, Emmanuel Wilson. I like that running back room. Rasheed Rice, Terry McLaurin, Ricky Pearsall, Steph Diggs, Michael Pittman, Surratt, your guy, and a fall there too. Torrey Horton, Jack Besh, Brock Bowers, George Kittle, and Jake Tonjes. A little handcuff with the San Francisco. I like that. So yeah, I really like this team, Steve. I don't know if it's just like I like 49er stacks. I like Fernando. You did a double anchor and then still got some fun, like the late round running backs.
I think the running back room is built really well because, as I said on my show earlier today, Emmanuel Wilson, I don't get why he's going so late for a backup, a clear number 2 running back on a great offense who, as we've seen, can get 100-yard games, get touchdowns when given opportunities.
Yeah. I really like this team. Big fan of your team, Legion. And Peanut Punch, I think, is the last one. So Peanut Punch, 8 spot 3, 6, 8, 3. Lamar, Dart, Willis. That's fun because you got a lot of rushing upside built in there. A lot. JT, Scatabo. I mean, A+ draft from the double anchor with Scatabo. Blake Corum, Alvin Kamara, Rashad White, Keaton Mitchell. There's a Keaton Mitchell. Malik Neighbors, of course, with Scatabo and Dart. AJ Brown, Brian Thomas Jr., Khalil Shakir, Jaden Reed, Trey Tucker, Darius Slayton, Antonio Williams, Goddard, Andrews, Kelsey. He's the one that got Kelsey when I poo-pooed it. I really like this team, Steve. Obviously has got 3 running quarterbacks, but still, got some stacks with them or some team correlation with them. I really think this is a strong team, and not just because he got Scatabo, but that doesn't hurt in my eyes. What do you think?
No, I mean, I think running back is, the weakest of the rooms, but he's got Jonathan Taylor, who, easily could be RB1. He's got Scatabo, who would have absolutely been worth this ADP and then some if he didn't get hurt last year. So if those two stay healthy and their situations are good, and Scadabo's situation probably gets much better under Harbaugh, certainly you see what the offense coordinator will be in New York. But no, I think, like you said, 3 really upside rushing quarterbacks. Don't know where Willis will be yet, but he probably is getting a crack at starting somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
he says lacking upside at running back. I mean, you've got JT and Scatabo.
To not get hurt. I mean, ideally, like White gets a good landing spot, or Kamara stays is like a premium guy. I mean, Corum, is a tremendous handcuff. Will have a couple usable games regardless. But yeah, overall it's fine. And who's his Mitchell? Kind of the same thing. Like handcuff. If Henry miss time, maybe he can get some big time games.
I mean, I'm a fan of the team overall for sure. Thad said, "Sup, super siblings. Good to see you in here, Thad." We went over all the teams that drafted us. We appreciate you watching this, hitting the like button, making sure you're subscribed, and making sure you jump in Discord with us. Link in the description or on the description of any of our shows. If for somehow I didn't link it correctly in here, because I always can mess something up technically. But and big thanks to Kix, who gave away a Fanspeak Degen Substack subscription to Lucky Lutz, who got it. Make sure to DM me so that I can get Kix your email to send you that free said subscription. And those of you all that didn't win the subscription and haven't subscribed yet, link is in the description. Check it out. It's only $34.99 a year. Steve's big board rankings are already up. He's going to be making adjustments. And as Rob said, this is the content to pay for. Yes, YouTube memberships are coming. It's all the information is in. We're just waiting for the green light. I need to make the little emojis. So that's why I was looking for feedback on that. So hopefully that'll be up tomorrow. We will be live tomorrow, either 4 or 5. Stay tuned in Discord and on Twitter for basically Degen Power Hours of, some Super Bowl early look stuff, both showdown and bets, but then getting back into the big board streets. Maybe by then I'll actually have Steve's rankings up correctly. And I will make sure I'll get best ball overlay working. So fine tune all that, but we'll be back in the big board streets tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, Degen Dads will be doing an early look at Super Bowl bets as well. Because what's great about Super Bowl is we have 2 weeks, but then you get into all these exotics and that kind of stuff. So you kind of want to wade in this week, but then next week we go full Degen with, do we want to make some MVP picks? Do we want to do some exotics? I mean, there's any bet you want to make, you can make it. And so we'll have multiple shows covering that, but of course, staying in the big board streets. Best Ball Q says, most of my drafts are boomer specials. Don't trust these rookies. I know you said this rookie class you don't like as much overall because you only have Mendoza, Tight end isn't super strong. Running back outside of the couple you like isn't super strong. It's really just receivers that you're leaning into, and guys like Emmett Johnson and some running backs that really stand out to you, right?
Yeah, running back. So it's like running back, I think, is better than it was 2 years ago, but it's nowhere near like last year or some other years. And the receiver class, I think, is good. I think we're going to have, 12, 15-ish guys that we're going to be considering. Will they all be good? Fine. No, of course not. We, every year we see busts, and sometimes it's just, like Wan'Dale Robinson, perfect example, did nothing as a rookie. Obviously, he's now developed into a good little receiver. Guys like Alec Pierce just got better and better.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's that kind of stuff, but no, I think there's going to be some fun receivers for sure, and definitely a few running backs.
You compared it to the what class year was it with like Drake London and Chris Olave that year?
Was that 22?
I think that's the year Washington took Jahan Dotson, I believe. So
yeah,
Ron Rivera drafts were just so good, so good. All right, that will do it for us here for our first Sibling Showdown of the big board season, but first of many, and then it'll carry us right through, of course, to best ball season. But we had a fun day, obviously talking through some Senior Bowl memories with Steve, Kicks giving away a free sub to Lutz and doing the drawing there. And then, of course, getting back into the big board streets, Steve. This was a total win, super fun. Love seeing all you guys and being back with you guys here. And this will be a regular thing every Thursday night. And again, we're going to have you covered with best ball content pretty much every single day. So it'll keep rolling on here on Fanspeak Network. And yeah, we'll be back tomorrow at 4 or 5 p.m. Steve, send your social and your mother's maiden name. Yes, I appreciate that. Hit the like button on the way out if you haven't already. Be sure to join us tomorrow, not once, but twice, us at 4 or 5 p.m., Degen Dads at 9:30. We certainly appreciate you guys. For Steve, I'm Meg, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Fanspeak where the plan runs deep. The team grind hard, don't eat, don't sleep. From best ball dreams to DFS streaks, they help you print money every single week. Fanspeak. No cap, no gimmicks, we breaking limits. NFL bets, yeah, we live this business. Meg and Steve, that OG vision. Draft room killers on a lifelong mission. More stress to the Sunday spread. Fanspeak's that voice that's inside your head. Best ball, DFS, NFL.